Hi guys, this is a very quick video to show you how you can change the look and feel of an image in Lightroom. So this is an image that I shot on location last year during a shoot, an on-location shoot in October. The idea behind this shoot was to use age as a metaphor to show the coming of autumn. And we had planned the shoot almost a month in advance, and we knew exactly the kind of colors we wanted in the costume and the surroundings, and the costume colors were supposed to actually be in line with the autumn colors, with just a bit of green that would make the model stand out a little bit more. So when we actually got to the location, unfortunately, those colors had not properly set in, and you can see there's still a lot of green around in the environment. So I had to do some post-production magic to take this image from, which is how it looked out of the camera, to something like this. And I'm going to quickly give you a brief overview of how I did that. So if I open up the parameters, the first thing I look at is the histogram, and I want to ensure that there is no clipping on the highlights or the shadows, and you can see there is a bit of clipping around in the shadows area that we've got here, but this is very minuscule, and you can see the pixels highlighted in the image here. What I want to ensure is we've got pixels very close to the right edge as well. So what I want is really to push the highlights back all the way, just to see that there is no clipping here, just to ensure that, overall how much latitude I've got to play with within the image. So the next bit is I'm going to start expanding some of this lump of values that we've got here. So I'm going to increase the exposure up by a value of 1, and I'm going to increase the contrast by about 22, and you can see it starts to spread these values out and makes the image pop out a lot more. I'm happy with the shadows where they are. The white points, which are the whitest pixels in the image, I'm going to just increase them just a tad, and I'm going to push the blacks, or the darkest pixels in the image, I'm going to push these values down to something like -14. I'm still getting a very washed out look despite increasing the contrast, so I'm going to increase the contrast within the midtones using clarity. I'm going to push the slider up to about 15, and I'm going to push the vibrance, which is the saturation within the midtones. I'm going to push that up quite a bit, because again, I want the whole notion is the whole idea is actually based on color, so I do want some really vibrant colors to pop out. You can see it's gone a lot yellow and green. You can see with the histogram it's gone very yellow. The image has got a lot of green and yellows. I'm going to push the white balance temperature a little bit towards the blue to compensate for that. And although this image looks very green, it's actually the yellow colors, the shades of yellow, that are responsible for the kind of colors that we're seeing here. So if I grab the yellow hue slider and I push it down all the way towards the reds, you can see that it's the colors here in the middle ground have changed significantly. And if I take the yellow slider the other way, you can see that there is a lot of yellow in the image. And actually, by taking this hue slider more towards the red, you can see that we've started to get that feel of the nice browns and reds that you find in autumn. But these green leaves in the foreground, they still look a lot more prominent than what I would like them to be. So what I'm going to do is actually take the green hue down as well. And although it takes some of the color off the dress of our subject, it is very much in line with the kind of look that I wanted to create for the image. So overall, we've got a lot of rustic colors, a lot of reds and browns, and subdued greens. I'm going to sharpen the image because I want, again, the detail in the skin and the hair to pop out. So I'm going to push the sharpness considerably. And the last thing I'm going to do is take care of some of these chromatic aberrations that we've got here. So you can see where the sky meets the edge of the trees here. We've got some artifacts. So I'm going to go down to the lens correction panel, switch on remove chromatic aberration, and you can see this the colors here that we've got are more in the green and cyan. So I'm going to increase the green hue range to cover the blues. I'm going to start increasing the amount till I get rid of these artifacts. But now we start seeing a bit more purple. So I'm going to increase the purple as well and expand the range a little bit, and that takes care of that purple fringing that we had along the edges as well. And this is the final result. So this is very much in line with the kind of aesthetic that I had in mind when I first planned this photo shoot. And this processing doesn't necessarily only apply to still images. You can use the same technique, the same criteria, the similar parameters for video as well. However, the latitude is significantly reduced if given that you're working on either uncompressed or 8-bit video. You can shoot RAW, of course, but again, that is really expensive business. So hope you enjoyed the video and hope you learned something. Thank you very much for watching.